Welcome back, CTV Morning Live.
Yes, good morning.
Steve, I was gathering all this information by turning on my mic so that I could wish you a happy birthday. Steve Brown's joining us, our Healthy Living segment from Family Physiotherapy. Okay, it's just you today. It never happens that it's just Steve. And I love this because we're going to be doing the graphs. And
yes,
right, like
I found my high-tech information here. I'm so high-tech. One of the things that we do as physiotherapists is we're always educating people. Very important component of the actual therapy process and rehabilitation. One of the things we always have to go on in terms of low back disorders, because I'm always asked to talk about low back pain and how to alleviate it, how to reduce it.
It just seems so much of the population, though, it's constantly, right? There's always some form of back's hurting, and it can come and go, and for some people it's constant.
Yes. And I want to just point over to, because all this information can be found in Low Back Disorders by Stuart McGill. He is a professor at University of Waterloo, kinesiology professor, so all those kinesiologists out there can be very proud of Stuart McGill. Great guy. This book is used by physiotherapists, personal trainers, and all the sort.
Yeah, this is not going to be my bedside reading material, but you'll break it down for us?
You got it. Okay. One of the things I like that Stuart did was a number of graphs, and I'm a big visual learner, and so are a lot of other people. Now, he has said, in terms of with back pain, it's usually not so often that it comes in where you have one load, and this is the load over time. So this is the load, and this is your tissue tolerance, and you have your margin of safety. And this is where you might have like a car accident or some type of injury playing hockey or something like that to your back, and actually you've got one hit where there's an actual pain that's gone through the tissues, and you have the tissue breaking down, and there's pain. You need to come and see us. That's not the usual case. The usual case that we normally see with people in terms of with low back pain is this. And this is over a period of time, the tissues start to get weaker and weaker, and then with your normal daily activities, the applied load will actually create the tissue tolerance and the failure, and this is your pain where you get it. So I usually get people that come in to see us at the clinic, and they're like, oh my gosh, I lifted my child, and I twisted, and I got pain. But what happened previously to that? How is their fitness level over time? Has it deteriorated and what have you? So this is what we're looking at, and this is what we try and teach our people in terms of that we have to look at what is the load going through your low back and what is your tissue health. All right? Yeah. So what we do finally in terms of the solution that we have here, the last one is that we have our applied load going through our back. You can see the tissue starts to decrease in terms of the tolerance. The margin of safety has decreased as well. But instead of continuing on with the load, we've given ourselves a certain amount of rest. Okay, so that gives the tissue time to heal. And again, this time could be over years, over the entire day. And that's basically how...
This looks like a magical formula right here, but how do we get there? I mean, I understand the rest aspect, and I understand that, you know, this is still some of our daily activity. So are we doing, how's this magical thing happening?
This magical thing happens where you have the education where you want to look at in terms of your fitness level and working on, Stuart talks more in terms of the actual endurance of the tissues. We all have great strength that we can hold great posture for a certain amount of time when we're standing, sitting, and what have you.
Yeah,
but just think about...
I probably couldn't stay in the same posture the entire interview.
But that's right. And so we start to deteriorate in terms of how we're holding ourselves, and the tissues start to get, you know, the force going through it, where we get a little bit of this margin of safety starts to decrease. And there was a nice article in the Citizen this weekend about the chair in terms of the sitting. And this can also be in terms of rest for yourself, walking around all morning and not running around from place to place. You probably need to have a little sit down and a little rest from time to time to get the tissue back up here. Some people are the exact opposite, and that's what we tell them. You're sitting way too long, where even just sitting in a flexed position, the tissue tolerance starts to come down here. They can get pain just by sitting. So we tell them, when you have your break, or take more breaks and start to walk. Yeah, and get some exercise and get that the pressure off this tissue tolerance. And this is all in terms of the low back, the spine as well. So we teach them exercises to get the fact that we get this back up here so that they can continue on with their job over the long haul without the low back pain.
Great information, Stephen. Of course, you have so many of the different clinics running throughout the city. Family Physiotherapy Center. Head in, ask the information, they know the answers, and be able to get yourself so that you can find this nice little happy medium right there. We do have to take a commercial break. We'll be back with more right after this.